From far and wide, Oilers fans, this is Dolany TV. And welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers Talk here on the channel. I'm Tyson Dolany, your host of Dolany TV. As you'd think, after a 6-4 win against the Colorado Avalanche, we would have a lot more to discuss in terms of the game than you do off the ice the next day in roster moves. However, that is not the case for the Edmonton Oilers, who have a lot of shuffling around going on today. 28 minutes ago from this recording that you're seeing right now is when another roster move was made. We thought 3 hours ago, when I was recording this video, the last move for the day was made. But however, things have changed for the Oilers defensive core. And you know what? Let's go break down the news. Obviously, we know that Oscar Klefbom has been injured. Hand injury, doesn't look good. Ken Hitchcock saying weeks, not days. That is a very bad prognosis for an Edmonton Oilers defense that has been great under Ken Hitchcock. Yes, some gaps at times, but you got to think about how much they have improved compared to the defensive core that was exactly the same under head coach Todd McLellan, save for Chris Weidman, I guess you could say. So that's one big loss, right? That's one big hole in the lineup to fill. And the Oilers obviously going to miss Klefbom on the power play, penalty kill, all over the ice. His power play, you know what? He's been good on the power play, not the best. I thought we'd definitely get a lot more production out of Klefbom on the power play this year than we have so far. But his even strength has kind of been more than we'd expect. So balance it out. It's going to be okay for Oscar Klefbom when he comes back, and hopefully he starts contributing. But once again, the storyline with Klefbom, injured in a critical time of the season, right? Klefbom's been in the lineup the past 2 years, and all of a sudden when things get rolling, we get that critical injury that could send us into a tailspin. Hopefully the Oilers have learned from previous years how to avoid that tailspin after a good guy goes down with an injury. We're hoping we're going to see, I don't know what's going to happen, but here's what I know is happening for the Oilers. They have activated Caggiula off the IR, so Caggiula slots into the lineup. Now, does that take Zykov's spot, Rady's spot? Who knows what the actual plan is with this lineup as it sits, right? I said that by about January, whenever Sekera was back, we would know what this lineup looks like. Well, depends how long Klefbom's out now, because now you got to wait on Klefbom to get back to full health. So the puck just keeps getting put down the ice a little bit further every single time there's an injury that prolongs this full roster, the full Oilers roster we should have had at the start of the season, for coming into effect. So Caggiula from injured reserve, he's been activated like I said, and assigning Cooper Marody back to the AHL. So this move kind of, what the heck's going on here? That frees up an extra spot, right? You trade Caggiula for Klefbom, now you get rid of Marody. What's going on here, right? Marody didn't draw into the lineup much all year, even when he is in the lineup, right? 3 minutes on ice, a couple nights with Ken Hitchcock. He's been the shuttle boy so far. Him and Patrick Russell have been the two young forwards shuttled back and forth between Bakersfield and Edmonton. Well, now, you know what? There's a new kid that gets to join that shuttle crew, and going to Edmonton, the big club, and go in place of Cooper Marody is my man. Yes, I have waited a long time for this. Became a big fan of Caleb Jones, playing with him in video games a couple years back. However, Caleb Jones from the Bakersfield Condors has been recalled, and the 21-year-old defenseman, we got to look at his up-and-coming friend as well, Ethan Bear, last season. It is now time to see what Caleb Jones can do for the Edmonton Oilers in the absence of Oscar Klefbom. This is a huge move, because what I think it means is we'll kind of see Gravel, Weidman shuffle in the lineup, and Jones probably going to be a mainstay. Honestly, I think he'll get first crack at it. If he struggles, maybe he sits a game, then they figure out the defense. But I think the Oilers are going to roll with Caleb Jones in the NHL lineup quite a bit in his tenure up here until Klefbom gets back. That would be my feeling, because you don't bring up a 21-year-old defenseman who leads all Bakersfield Blue Liners in scoring this season with 12 points, 2 goals, 10 assists in 21 games. You don't do that to sit him on the bench. With the amount of defensemen we have, that would kind of make logical sense. However, you do not do that with the amount of defensemen we have and this young of a talent who's put up those kind of numbers in the AHL so far this season. Now, you got to remember the thing with Caleb Jones is he put up a lot of points early when the Bakersfield Condors, as Matt Mosowich reported in our Bakersfield update the other week, were just pumping teams. They started the season hot, but things have kind of fallen off a little bit of late. So you got to remind that Caleb Jones hasn't been scoring as rapidly as he did earlier on, but don't disregard what Caleb Jones can do for the Oilers. He's left shot defenseman, looks like an absolute beauty, and I'm exactly excited to hopefully see him put up some NHL numbers. That would be huge. If I could see Caleb Jones put up some NHL numbers, that would be a critical investment for the Oilers, right? Get some guys like Bear, Jones, some NHL time, see them put up numbers, and then all of a sudden jump them down to the AHL again. Let them develop their defensive game, whatever needs to be worked with. Bring them up, let them put up numbers. If you need to send them down one more time, good. If not, shuttle somebody out and keep them up in the NHL, right? That is as simple as it gets down to. So that's good. Those are the moves. That is exactly where we sit. The scary thing, like I said, Oscar Klefbom injured for weeks, not days. That is absolutely an awful prognosis, like I said. So now maybe, you know what, let's go take a look. I'll kind of give you guys my 2 cents on what happened in the Colorado-Edmonton game, because that was a game that I really should have been watching. However, like I said in my community post last night, I was sick, not feeling the best, and ended up coming home taking a nap right after work. So unfortunately, didn't get to it. Honestly, big guys, from what I heard, from what I've seen, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins looked like he had an excellent game for us. Darnell Nurse had a good game getting up those 2 points. And the big thing I think I was really looking for, and the thing that I've told you guys to keep looking for in these upcoming games, right? The Calgary game, I said it. Now Colorado, I didn't get the chance to say it, but I would have said it again if I had the chance. Kyle Brodziak, Milan Lucic, Zach Kassian, all getting points for the Oilers. Do you know how important 4 points, out of the identity line is to a 6-4 Oilers win? It is huge. That is the difference in the game for the Oilers, 100%. You know what? You can argue that Draisaitl 3 points, Nuge 3 points, McDavid 2 points, Nurse 2 points. Yes, is a big difference. You know what? Honestly, without the Brodziak goal and assist, well, that's 2 points right there, right? That's 2 goals. All of a sudden, it's a 4-4 game, crapshoot in overtime against the Avalanche. That's for sure. So, my honest take, that's the thing we have to keep looking for. Production out of the third line is going to get us W's like it did. And everybody that roasts me when we're talking about the Oilers versus better teams, quote unquote, is, oh, it's just McDavid and there's no supporting cast. Well, guess what? When our supporting cast comes to show, suddenly we've got 6 goals on the board. How does that work? Oh, because guess what? When our supporting cast is there, our stars can be stars just the same as any other night, and suddenly we're crap pumping teams. Unreal, right? 6-4 against Colorado. I mean, Colorado's been a hot team this year. They've got some of the best players in the league. Obviously, Mikko Rantanen, who's slowing him down. I believe you got to look at his stat line. He had 4 points last night. Well, 4 points on all 4 goals. But guess what? The supporting cast very suddenly is the difference for the Oilers in that one, right? It all makes sense all of a sudden when instead of McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog scoring, you've got Draisaitl, Nuge, Brodziak, McDavid, Nurse, Benning, Kassian, Larson, and Lucic all getting points. That's a lot of names on the board, and that's exactly why I believe the Oilers won last night. Said I didn't watch the game, but I listened to a little bit of it, and it sounded like everybody was out there trying to beat the Avalanche. That's the big thing for this Oilers team. They're not trying to win, they're trying to beat the other team, and that is huge. Because you try to go out there and compete against the other team and beat them, you're going to win. You try to go out there and win, you start having it go the wrong way, start not having it going your way, you play to lose at that point. So guys, that is my take on last night's game, and I think that is it. That is all. I've updated you on the Klefbom to the IR, Caggiula off IR, Marody to the AHL, and my man Caleb Jones coming up to the NHL. I'm Tyson, this is Stolony TV. Have your guys' say in the comments section down below. As always, I will catch you guys in the next one.